Hey everyone, today I'm up here on Minnesota's North Shore and I want to show you a little trick that I've been doing for years to keep my firewood dry without using a tarp. Okay, so unfortunately I already shot the video and camera wasn't recording. And I couldn't find another good tree to show you on anywhere right in the general area, so we're gonna have to do a little make-believe here. But basically what you're looking for is an old birch tree trunk like this. This was probably about 18 inches diameter. Breast height is, an arborist would measure a tree. The bigger the better. I just find, the larger the tree, the more usable space you're gonna get out of it. This does take a while though. This tree's probably been dead for 10 or 15 years. And I finally noticed it's definitely rotten enough on the core that we can take the bark off of it real easy. Some of the other trees I have around haven't been dead quite long enough and it'll be hard to peel the bark off. But what you're gonna do, take an axe or a handsaw. I used a chainsaw in this case because I'm running out of light, and it honestly works a little bit better, doesn't chew the bark up so much. But all you do is you're gonna take your saw. If you're using a saw, make sure you use earplugs and safety glasses. But I just cut up the tree and then cut around the base of it and just slid the bark off. And as I was doing it, a lot of the just the rotten punk is falling out of the tree, so be ready for that. Then you take the bark off, and if it's an old tree, the bark will just come right off like this. And this is basically what you do. So I just set it over whatever I'm trying to keep dry carefully. And it holds up for years. I've had some of this that I've probably been using for, at least 5 years, and it works just fine. There'll be a few little cracks in it, but for firewood or stuff like that, it doesn't matter a whole lot. Compared to like a plastic tarp, which only lasts a season or two, this stuff you might be able to get it to last a decade if you're careful. You just gotta handle it gingerly. And I found that standing trees work the best because the bark isn't deteriorated in any spots. If the tree is lying on the ground, sometimes the bark on the bottom can be kind of chewed up, but if that's all you got to work with, then that should be fine. Here's a sheet of bark that I've had for probably at least 5 years. It might have been longer than that. And this one's starting to get kind of cracked, but that's probably just been from me handling it over the years. I might have 1 to 2 feet of snow on this thing every winter, getting rained on all year. And it seems to be holding up pretty well, other than a couple cracks in it, but that's to be expected from handling it. Everything under it, totally dry and burnable. So not everybody has access to big birch trees like this, but I found if you do, don't waste their bark, don't let it rot and whatnot. Take it and use it for something. Use it to cover up your firewood or anything else you got. It's real handy and it's hard to come by, so I'd recommend giving this a shot. And if nothing else, it looks pretty rustic, so I'm sure somebody will appreciate that.